You know, the Lord does reign over the earth, and all things are in His power. And we know there is a time when He will send His Son to return here. For some it will be for salvation. For some He will come to reap the saints and take them away from calamity. For others it will be judgment and destruction. But God ruleth the sea, and He ruleth the waves. Luke tells us in chapter 21 that there shall be signs in the sun, and there shall be signs in the moon and in the stars. Upon the earth there shall be distress of nations, with perplexity, and the sea and the waves shall be roaring. The Bible tells us this, and has told us this for hundreds and thousands of years ahead of time. Let there be no surprise where we are today and what time it is on this earth. We know that man's heart should be failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming upon the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And when these things begin to come to pass, then we need to look up, for your redemption draweth nigh. These are the signs today that Jesus will be here soon. The time is coming. Why are these things coming upon the earth? What has this to do with the nations? Proverbs tells us, chapter 1 and verse 16, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. It was just before the flood that God looked upon the earth and He saw violence everywhere. And the violence displeased the Lord so much. He felt, that's it. I'm going to destroy the earth. It wasn't even idolatry. It wasn't all the other kinds of sins. It was the violence, man taking man's life, that offended God so much. Brothers and sisters, we see so much violence on the earth today. Do we not? Do we not? And we see violence justified as if it's right, as if it should be done. We see one country take and invade another country because they want peace. Violence for the sake of peace. That is a great deception from Satan himself. We see the leaders of the earth all conforming together in these matters. This is a great root of evil that God will cut out from this earth. He will not allow it to stand. There is violence, not just in the wars that are raging from nation to nation, but there is violence in our communities. Toronto has never been as violent today. Never before was it like this. But it is turning like any other city that has decayed and lost its morality. And we see random shootings and murders for no reason, for territory, for turf, for ego, for toughness. There's no purpose in that. There's nothing to ever be accomplished from that. And God will not stand and allow it to continue. For the violence upon this earth, God will judge this earth. We see it rampant everywhere. You see in the nations of Africa, just by, we don't have to worry about the atomic bomb. We are losing hundreds of thousands of people to machetes and knives. No atom bomb has ever killed the amount of people that have died in Africa in the last decade by machete. This is the violence of man. We see between Pakistan and India such a great standoff. We see the distrust between nations. Nations that are not divided by geographical boundaries but by religious differences, by doctrinal differences, by philosophical differences, and that they would think of taking life for these things. God will not stand for it. Proverbs warns us, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. And for these things their destruction will come. Look down in verse 27. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. God will judge this earth with these whirlwinds, with these calamities, with fire, with hail. He is judging the earth, and it's already starting now. Reads in verse 33, but those who so hearken unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from the fear of evil. That is our assurance as the children of God, that God will provide safety for His people, even in the midst of calamity. Isaiah chapter 40, verse 21. How did this message come to me? How could I say it was planted in me before? God has always told us these times were coming. It is not like I saw something coming in advance. It is like I knew from His Word. For His Word proclaims this. Isaiah says, have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? Have ye not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is He that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretches out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell therein. That bringeth the princes to nothing, and maketh the judges of the earth as vanity. Yea, they shall not be planted, yea, they shall not be sown, yea, their stock shall not take root in the earth. And He shall also blow upon them, and they shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as rubble. So this is always being proclaimed to happen. These events. The whirlwind we saw, Hurricane Katrina, this past week, that is not the greatest whirlwind that is going to be seen. There are going to be whirlwinds that are greater than her coming soon upon this earth. We can see the frequency of these things increase.